Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. So everyone's favorite game mode is back. Clashfronts is back. We're going to be going through the free-to-play teams. I've come up with 5 teams, so if you're a Vanguard player, you should be able to run them. If you are just a regular player and only have 3 teams, use the first 3 teams that we share here. I've ordered it kind of in order of strength. So the first 3 teams are going to be the teams you want to run, and you don't have to run Team 4 and Team 5, or you can depending on which heroes you are more invested into. Okay, leading it off with Team 1, it is going to be a Wilder, Divine Favor, double nuking comp with Siren and Lily May buffed up by Ravion. We have Damon also buffing up the Lily May. Now, I'm using Theodore because I think now is about the time when people are building up their Theodore. Maybe you haven't built already. Definitely then if you have Theodore built, you'll want to run him in a team like this to give Siren an almost immediate ultimate. This will be really strong. However, if you don't have Theodore, that is fine. You can use Pheromore as well and just have Pheromore buffing up Lily May. Basically, buffing up Lily May as much as possible here. And this team will also be very effective. So just depending on which options you have, you can mix and match. Okay, team number 2 is going to be the Pandora Shimira combo, and we're actually going to be using Thorin as a tank to also just make the Pandora have better survival, and we have Ludovic also healing up Pandora. We have the Grim Executioner buffing Shimira. We have Pandora Charms onto Shimira. And then we have Nero as well, who is going to give another life to Shimira. And for this, I've actually given Nero the Eagle Charms. Because I'm even in my pay to win lineup, I am running a team like this. And Eagle Charms are going to be good. Because that is going to increase the damage dealt by the Spirit form. And so even after Shimira enters Spirit form, she's still going to be hitting the enemies hard. And Blood Moon spell just has good synergy with a comp like this. One thing to mention, the Grim Executioner Phantomal is going to banish the rearmost enemy who is affectable basically, and they will not be able to act for 4 seconds. However, if Pandora is banished, the hero still goes into the box as normal. So actually, it's best to have your own Pandora being banished. And so that's why in this lineup, we're positioned in a way that my Pandora is rearmost, and she's going to be banished by the enemy if they're running the Graveborn, Grim Executioner level 110 Phantomal. And so that's really good actually for us. So that's a type of strategy you may want to think about. Okay, moving on to Team 3. Team 3 is going to be the Iron Elements Nuke with Bonnie Satrana. It still is strong, and Seismic Spell is going to make it even stronger. And it's using heroes which a lot of people are prioritizing and building up for either PvE or PvP uses. And it has Satrana as well. So definitely I do recommend this team. I think it's a really solid team. A lot of people can make use of it. You probably have Paragon upgrades into these heroes, so you definitely should be running a team involving these heroes. Okay, now team number 4 is where things get really interesting. Actually, I did some testing with this team and I really like it. I really like how this team is doing, but it's using some weird-ish heroes. Like, I mean, that's why, for example, if you're a completely free-to-play player, you're probably not a Vanguard and you won't even have to run a team like this. But the thing is, Kalin, Zany. Now, these are heroes which you should be building up. However, you may not have them built yet. But if you have them built, then this team can be really good because Kalin is going to shield the whole team. Zany is just going to be buffed up by Testu and Hugin. And then we have Faye also in here just for Lightbearer Phantomal completion. And she's going to give her charms to Velka. And we know how good the charms of Faye are, increasing basically melee damage and buffing up Velka, and Velka is going to give attack speed to everyone, including the tower and Hugin and things here, and Kalin is very strong with the Supreme Plus skill upgrade. So basically, it is like a free-to-play budget Zany Kalin combo team. Like usually the pay-to-win players are going to use Kulu and things like that. However, this is like the free-to-play kind of lineup, which is also pretty overall solid, and with the Pack Bond spell, just to make everyone survive better. And then Team 5 is going to be a Baelran team. Now, I don't know if you guys have Baelran or not. Basically, you just want to use a Celestial Hypogean Bruiser, so either Baelran or Harok in the same position. So the whole idea behind this comp is you're going to be using the Soothe Rain spell to heal up Baelran, Rowan to potion up and also give us charms onto Baelran. And then we have Damon for some further healing, Fresto just as a tank in the front, giving damage reduction to the Baelran, and then Twins to buff up Baelran, and Elucia Phantomal. And Elucia is going to turn the enemies into cats. And so overall, this is going to be, even though it's a free-to-play set of teams, one Celestial Hypogean team is a nice option. And so you can use Baelran or Harok in the same position, and that is basically the 5th free-to-play team lineup. And before we move on to the pay to win teams, if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please consider using my affiliate link for the official Farlight Store. This is the best way you can support me and also gain 5% bonus dragon crystals on your purchase. My affiliate link is in the description of this video and a pinned comment, and you can actually bookmark this link, and whenever you're planning to make a purchase, just return to that bookmark, make the purchase, and it will support me and be greatly appreciated. So thank you all so much for your support, and let's move on to pay to win. Okay guys, so pay to win team number 1 is going to be the Saida, Athalia, Dunlinger comp. We have Dunlinger giving the protection onto Saida so she can ultimate, and we have Rainier to position swap someone into the enemy team. Athalia is going to be buffed up by the Spirit Mark of Elusia, and we have Igor as well for more stall factor for the Athalia with the Pack Bond spell. Overall, this is going to be a very solid team you can run. You don't have to use Rainier. You can replace him for a hero like Damien, who is also really effective in a comp like this because it's a really long stall oriented comp, but Rainier I think is better if you have him built. Okay, moving on to team number 2, it is going to be the Marcel Liber combo, and also if you are a more mid-level of player and you have Marcel, definitely this is the comp you want to run Marcel with. You don't have to use Mihira, you can replace Mihira for a hero like Ludovic just to heal up Marcel at the beginning and have, like, you know, Siren moved in, or even Damon to buff up Marcel. Basically, there are a lot of options, however, or even Callan. However, if you have Mihira, this is a great comp to run it in. Mihira is going to crowd control the enemies, and in literally seconds, Marcel is gonna blow up the entire enemy team. Like, and you have Seismic Spell as well, just for more bursting power. Siren's gonna block the enemy artifact. Hugan buffing Marcel, Rowan buffing Marcel, Tessio buffing Marcel. Those are the 3 buffs required. This team is ridiculously strong, and it's just basically my favorite team of this season because of, yeah, Marcel is a hero from this season, and this is just such a good team for her. Okay, moving on to team number 3, it is going to be the Graveborn Callan Turtle team. So Callan is going to be right up front, and he's going to be the only, like, basically line where the enemy is going to attack. And we have the Sword Ward spell, which has good synergy with Callan specifically. Each time he loses amount of shield, it's going to deal damage to enemies and reduce their defenses. And we just have Damon buffing up Cryonai in the back. We have Grim Executioner buffing up Kulu, and we have Ludovic just for healing. And so what's going to happen here is it will be, maybe it will take like 6 to 7 seconds for Cryonai to charge up her energy, but because we have the protection of Callan and Damon and Ludovic healing, you're not going to have a risk of dying actually in those initial seconds. And then what will happen is either Grim Executioner or Damon are going to cast their ultimate first, and then Cryonai will ult right after that, so you can even take an enemy Lily May interruption. Cryonai will blow up the enemy team. Now I'm running the Butcher Charms on Cryonai. I don't know if they're the best. Other people have recommended Sorcery Charms. You can choose either, but I definitely want an offensive charm option, because what I've noticed is one way people can counter Cryonai is just having a team which is cannot be killed by Cryonai, because if my Cryonai cannot kill them, they're gonna kill me, right? So you might think, well, you just want to protect your Cryonai, but that's not all. You need to have that damage output and that capability of killing the enemy in 1 or 2 ultimate rotations of Cryonai, and if it doesn't happen, you are going to be soloed and killed, right? So that's why we have the Butcher Charms on her. Team number 4, okay, so now is when things get a little bit different. Now, there are 2 different sets of teams I've planned. I'm going to tell you which one. I'm not running this one, but I think this is a really good set. And this is also maybe a bit more, even though these are pay-to-win teams, these are a bit more free-to-play friendly because it's not using, this set is not using Dionel as a hyper carry. And I know a lot of people don't have Dionel. Anyway, this team, I'm really happy with this team. It's very similar to the free-to-play lineup of Pandora Shmira. However, it's better because you have Alicent as well to buff up and give more protection to the Shmira, which is really good. Grim Executioner buffing up Shmira, Pandora Charms on Shmira, and Thorn protecting Pandora. With the Thorn protection of Pandora, this should be enough that Pandora probably is not going to get nuked in those initial 4 seconds, which is really important. But yeah, it should be. And then we have Nero as well here. He's going to be giving his charm bonus to Alicent, and so she's going to hit harder. And Blood Moon spell, great synergy for when Pandora comes out of the box. So very good team, good option with Alicent. Okay, now team number 5 is going to be the Perseus combo team with Lily May, Ravion. This is a really strong Wilder team, and definitely recommended if you have Perseus and you want to run a Perseus team. So you have Theodora buffing up Shakira, so Shakira will immediately ultimate, but before that, Snowstorm will cast ultimate because he's more frontmost, and that will take an enemy Lily May interruption. Shakira will be free to go off. Then you're going to have Perseus and Lily May with the Divine Favor artifact, with the Ravion buff running in there, and just trying to nuke the enemy team with the Shakira buff as well. So overall, very effective team, very strong option, and a good budget team that you can run if you've invested into Perseus. Now, literally, the only difference between the teams I'm running and the team I just showed you are going to be teams 4 and 5, because I am going to be running a Dionel comp. Now, for team number 4, I'm going to be running Lily May here rather than Alicet, and this probably overall is a bit weaker. However, it does have advantages. Number 1 advantage, Lily May can interrupt a key ultimate of the enemy. That is good. Nero is also going to give an additional life to Shmira in this comp rather than Alicet. That also gives more survival to the Shmira. We have, again, Thorin protecting Pandora. That should be enough, and Blood Moon spells. So this is the team I'm going to be running for my Pandora Shmira combo with Lily May. And team number 5 is going to be Dionel Nuke. This is what I'm going to be running because I have Dionel built up, and so it's kind of a shame not to use him. And I think overall, this team, even though the Perseus Shakir combo is very strong, I think it's a really good team. However, this team I feel like is slightly better, and because I have Dionel invested, I thought I need to run this team. And from my testing, even in previous Clashfronts, this was one of the best Dionel teams I was able to come up with. So yeah, Theodora is going to give energy to Dionel, Leica also going to give energy to Dionel, and that temporary stab buff is really important if you're running a team like this team. You need to have Ravion, you need to have Leica, and you need to have Divine Favor, because that is going to give the 3 temporary buffs to the Dionel in order to give him all of his intoxication stats. And if the enemy has Siren though, that's a problem, because unfortunately Alicet doesn't give, I don't think her buff counts as a temporary stat buff. So then we have Snowstorm Bridges buffing up Alicet, more protection for Dionel with the Lifesaver Shield of Ravion, and then also the buff of Alicet. So that is going to be my team number 5. So basically, those are the teams I'm planning to run, as well as good free-to-play teams you can run. Definitely, you can mix and match among all of these teams. I do think we have covered all the key meta hero combinations and teams that you can run. And so you can just take your pick, basically, based on what you have built up. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. That is going to be it for this one. Good luck in your Clashfronts, and hopefully your guild will be active and you can get a good ranking. But thanks for watching, guys. That's it for this video. And if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Farlight Store. This is the best way you can support me and also gain 5% bonus dragon crystals on your purchase. My affiliate link is in the description of this video and a pinned comment. But thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video. And until then, everyone, peace out for now.